You're listening to RYT. Coming up next, is this the worst special ever? Find out when Rainiac and the crew take on the Sea Boys, Thasmin, and Boredom during their review of Legend of the Sea Devils.
A lesbian relationship which ended in disappointment. But enough about killing Eve, let's talk about Doctor Who. I will not forgive them. I refuse to forgive them.
I'm not invested in that show, but people are not happy about it.
It's worse than the ending of Game of Thrones.
Oh, damn.
That's some words.
You have
Those
four
are some
series.
strong words there, bud.
You had four series to make a stand special conclusion to their story arc, and you blew it.
Speaking of bad shows, it's Legend of whatever the fuck.
Well, you see, thanks to Kuchiri, we don't have to say it in the actual episode. He took the bullet so you don't have to.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say it, of course.
But Legend of the Sea Boys is our episode. And to discuss Legend of the Sea Boys with me, I have my three co-hosts. Yes, three, you heard me right.
Yay.
Firstly, to my virtual left, Yaha Fiddly D, it's Freezing Inferno.
Hey, fun fact, everybody, this is my third time this day talking about this episode.
You have my
Help!
you have my you have my profound sympathies.
We'll tell you more about time number 2 today. I think time number 1 and time number 2 are going to be in the descriptions.
They will.
That's
I mean, this might go up before time number 2, but I can always add it in later.
You can add into the next one or whatever.
Yeah.
Either way, there are other people to introduce, so move along.
I'm trying to do that. To my virtual right, slaying all foes who dare to oppose, it's Cat.
Also, you're going to regret making that joke for Frez.
You're our favorite indeed. Being a pirate is a recipe. Do what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
R.I.P. the Thought.
Carl Carlson.
And finally...
You think I wouldn't have that fucking button?
I think you might, but who knows?
In hindsight, yeah.
Who knows?
I put that in before Mariah Carey.
What's that, Mariah Carey?
Oh, what's the mute button? God damn it! Oh, I can't even do anything because I'm not controlling the shit.
You have admin powers! You should be able to.
Yeah, can I do that in the call, though? The chat,
Yeah.
yes.
Also like to note that...
What's that? Mute Rainiac. Done.
I would also like to note that while we're doing this, Mike is DMing me about playing Mega Man 2, which is an infinitely more fun time than having to talk about...
Anyway, Kuchiri's here. Hi.
Yeah.
Am I actually muted? Did you actually mute me to begin with?
Yes.
I won't hold that grudge at all. And finally, he's going to poke you right in the leg. It's Kuchiri.
Hi, guys.
Okay.
You might have noticed a pattern to those last two introductions. If you have, keep it to yourself. Ailstorm. The answer is Ailstorm.
Wow.
I need an
Another band I've never
Ailstorm
heard
after
of.
watching this.
They're a Scottish pirate band.
Is there even an episode to talk about? We have embodied chaos.
I mean, we could talk about it for 10 minutes.
Do we have to?
All right, 8.
I've spent significantly more than 10 minutes talking about this episode twice. Y'all have to do your
Yeah,
dues.
okay. You can drag us all down to the depths with you below.
Well,
So,
you know what?
Blood.
I can sum up this episode really easy. Let's take some historical people, toss them in a bucket, along with some aquatic Silurians. Let's throw in the Doctor and her companions, and let's just throw that entire thing at the audience and hope that there's a plot.
Okay, so can I go into some background and context for this episode?
Oh,
No.
do.
It's kind of important to understand why it turned out the way it did.
Fine.
Okay, so we were not originally supposed to get this episode at all.
Gee, I wonder why.
This is filler in the literal sense of the word.
It's filler with no filling. Is there... Before we even talk about this, is there anything that actually happened in this episode?
not of any substance at all. You can find us on review. No.
I mean, they completely ruined Madam Ching. Does that count?
Is it Ching, Chang, Chang? I think it's Ching, isn't it?
We are sounding so fucking racist right
Yeah,
now.
I was about to say, Radiac, you really shouldn't say it.
I'm asking a question. What's her surname? That's not racist.
Do you realize soundbite?
I want to get it right.
You know what? Let's get this out of the way. We are the whitest white people to ever white. We are not going to be able to pronounce half these names, even though they were pronounced in the show, just because it's the next day and we're looking at these names as they're spelled phonetically. We're going to get it wrong. We are apologized in advance for that, but we're going to get it wrong.
I am literally cringing in my chair, and it's not 5 minutes into the podcast. Good start.
I love you guys.
But to get it right, it is Ching, right? Madam Ching.
Yeah.
As far as I know, it is.
It was not meant to sound racist, but I understand why it sounded incredibly racist. I apologize.
It's just when you said the other way.
It was like you were going through every single CHING's like.
Well, I think
crazy.
I think they're all surnames in Chinese culture.
Here's a pirate, Madame Chase MasterCard.
Oh my god, y'all.
So Ruby Heart.
Want to take you for a ride?
I mean, that's the way to get around it. Just name her whenever she comes up. Just call her other names of female pirates. You're fine.
So Misfortune is
Misfortune. I love it.
I haven't played League of Legends in so long. Damn.
Anyway, Nami here.
Oh god. So yeah, the context behind this filler episode, as I say, it was originally supposed to go either the Daleks, 13's final episode, and they managed to get an Easter special in there as well. So does this mean that the 13th episode, the final episode, was originally going to be here instead?
Probably.
Surely not, because the whole centenary special
they
thing.
probably would have still had it, like.
So we just would have had 10 months of nothing, and I will leave it up to you whether or not that's a good thing or not.
To be fair, we had already. To be fair, in the last 2 years, we had Timeless Child, 9 months of nothing, Revolution of the Daleks, 9 months of nothing, Flux.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe
it could still be argued we're still in 10 months of nothing because nothing happened this episode.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's the first thing. The other thing is that this episode is a victim of, and I've got to be very careful the way I say this because it will take in the wrong context. This episode is a victim somewhat of censorship because the Chinese censors took offense to something in this episode, so one scene was entirely removed, and there were other cuts throughout it.
Wow, a whole 6 seconds of Dr. Yaz content cut out?
The problem is I couldn't begin to tell you what was cut out because it's not been told what that is, and also where the cuts were made is not entirely apparent.
Frez was making a Fantastic Beast reference.
I know what the cut is. The cut is that Dan had a Winnie the Pooh backpack on.
Oh!
Bless you for that. Also, we've just been censored in China.
Wait, we were in China? Who lives in China?
Tiananmen Square.
Oh my god.
That's like the worst idea, laying us out of our 3 respective countries.
I'm 95% sure that as soon as we even thought of the idea of having this podcast, immediately China was like, banned.
Welcome to the Chinese Xenophobia podcast, everybody.
Oh god, we are so racist. I'm sorry.
Oh.
We are not racist.
It's not racist if it's true. China seems to ban every fucking thing.
We are not intentionally racist, let's put it that way.
I mean, we're not.
Everybody's just a little bit racist.
I mean, look, we're not racist. We call it a racist piece of shit.
So let's just start then and dig into what is there of Legend of the Sea.
What the flying fuck?
What?
Okay, so this actually caught me off guard, but I need to say this because it's something that Frez would be into.
Oh no.
So
Zombieland
Madam
Saga.
Ching is not her true name. Her true name is, and again, I apologize so horribly for this. Jing Yi Sao.
Yeah, because she mentions this in the actual episode.
Apparently in chapter 15 of Codename Sailor V transforms into her.
Nice!
Well, I have that fucking book on my shelf. I'm taking it off right now. Chapter 15 of Codename Sailor V? Okay, what chapter am I?
Yeah, she transforms temporarily into her.
Okay, hang on.
While this is going on, can we get to the actual meat and potatoes, such as it is, of the episode?
Alright.
I mean, it's less meat and potatoes and more just, imitation TV dinner.
Meat and potatoes are at least filling.
So let's just skim through the less important parts of the plot. We open in 1807, which we know because it helpfully says 1807.
But see, he changed it. This time the text is green instead of yellow.
At least it isn't giant impact font, I'll give it that much.
I mean, it's still giant, a giant font, but it's green. It's green instead of yellow.
It's not nearly as big as the text for Flux and
why you put it at the top of the screen, I also don't know. That's a little weird to me, but that's just
probably to not hide the water. Whatever.
Wow, that ocean's so big, so hard to miss.
And we
can't have that covered up.
Why won't you answer me, Ocean? So
I married the ocean.
Oh my god!
Let me guess.
I found it.
Yeah.
Yay!
All right, I'm all right. I'm gonna like.
I mean, obviously, you have to take a picture.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you to get a scan or a screen cap of that to me for editing purposes.
Yeah. They call her, and I'm butchering the pronunciation again, Ching Shi, Shih.
I wouldn't worry too much because she's got like 2 or 3 different names and they're very, very different, so I wouldn't worry too much about butchering the pronunciation. Wow, I can't even pronounce pronunciation!
but it does say, I'm changing into the greatest female pirate of the China Sea, so...
Again, we are so white that somehow the sun reflecting off us melts snow.
Anyway, let me put those books back on my bookshelf.
Sounds about white. So anyway...
I'm sorry, we were talking about the ocean?
Yeah, so we open with the ocean in 1807. And this small Chinese village and all the residents are fleeing indoors for some reason. And they're fleeing indoors not because of a sea monster, but because of Madam Ching. Who, they get this character so wrong, if you know anything about her historically. But we'll get to that a bit later on. They were trying to be like sort of vague, like, oh, she's this feared pirate captain, if you stay outside, she's going to kill you. So some guy immediately goes out to fight her and get killed.
Oh, I love his line too. If something happens to me, well, you just said it, so I mean, you're dead.
Yeah.
Bye then.
Yeah.
So cliche.
I'm just so captivated by this character. I really hope he survives this next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh no, he said the line.
I like his red shirt. It's a nice shade of red.
Oh no! Wow, I have a grandson, and also I am gay.
I am also 2 weeks away from retirement.
Oh my god, you really went there twice? 2 of you!
I mean, Chibnall went there like 5 times!
It's not often I get to say this, but I'm proud of you, Kat, for not going for the low-hanging fruit.
No, it's okay. Just wait a couple minutes. Because I still have... I have some plans in mind.
I thought you would.
Anyway. Continue.
So yeah, this guy is never named on camera, but he's Ying Wei, again, apologies for the pronunciation. He goes to confront Madam Ching, who has just chipped a piece of stone off of this big statue of a sea boy.
Can we talk about how bad that CG is on that statue?
Oh, the cracks? Yeah.
Like, that's worse than Series 1 CG. I'm sorry.
In the TV show VR Troopers, the foot soldiers disintegrate when they touch each other, and the cracks in those foot soldiers are more convincing than this.
Wait, Kuchiri, question. Current Series 1 or old Series 1?
No, current Series 1. I'm talking about... I believed the nesting constant was there more than I believe those cracks were on that statue.
Because all I'm saying is, I remember some stuff from the chase that was a lot better than these graphics.
Yeah.
I was going to make another Tokyo reference. There's the last episode of Kamen Rider O's, one of the characters is walking on the street after absorbing like $10 billion. And like they have the worst every step a giant crater forms effect. That's more believable.
So we're about to get a cool sword fight between this protector of this village and Madam Ching, the pirate queen, and the statue explodes and it stopped immediately.
Damn it.
And the fight actually must have been filmed because there's definitely a promotional still of them fighting, unless it's her and his son. Either way, it did not make the episode.
I just wanted to mention real quick, I was talking about this to Kuchiri because he honestly has a fresher memory of the Chibnall era, considering he did it in 10 fucking days, the Brave Trooper, but like, the whole point of this Sea Boy is that, they were sealed away and frozen in the statue for centuries, and now they've been unleashed to enact their evil scheme! And like, this is like, how many Chibnall era villains? Like, off the top of my head, I had the Dalek in Resolution, and Swarm in Azure, and Kuchiri mentioned the Eternals from Can You Hear Me?
Yeah. Oh yes, my favourite Doctor Who villain, Rita Repulsa.
Yes. Speaking of Tokusatsu, but yeah, the Chibnall draws him that well a lot, doesn't he? I'm free.
I mean, we talked about it during my marathon run. I even made a note of it, like before I realized in Resolution that was meant to be a Dalek. Yeah. It was the third time in 6 episodes. This is the most dangerous creature in the universe.
I'll also throw in the Morax from Witchfinders.
Morax.
And Sim Shah from Ranskor of Kolos.
Yep. And I'm gonna bring up Tim Shaw again later for some fun contrast.
Oh, that's always a fun time. Actually,
I thought of one other thing that was like the most dangerous creature that was trapped and then was released. Chibnall.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. We would also have accepted Ian Levine, but so the guy is killed.
I don't think anybody could trap Ian Levine.
The creature out of the statue immediately kills the Guardian. We all know what it's supposed to be, but let's not go there just yet. Then we cut to a beach with no roses on it. It might even be the same beach. But never mind that, because we've got the Doctor dressed in Chinese garb. We've got Yaz dressed in similar Chinese garb. And then we've got Dan coming out the TARDIS like he's just stepped out of LazyTown. Yes, you can play it, Cat.
You're hard-fitted indeed. Being a pirate is a wretched deed. Do what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
Rip in peace, Stephen Carl Carlson.
I mean, he does look like that, doesn't he? It's not just me.
No, I get what you're coming.
Yeah.
No. He looks like he just stepped out of the porn version of Pirates of the Caribbean.
The porn version of Pirates of the
Got some booty there, I see.
You have some
they bicker for like 2 minutes about his outfit, by the way.
Yeah, Yaz apparently dressed him.
Say?
Yaz apparently dressed him in this pirate outfit. In my headcanon, it's to pay him back for outing him in the previous episode.
I mean, it's not, sadly, because later on she doesn't know. She admits she doesn't know that he did this.
Yeah, it isn't. So what, did she forget it in the time loop? That's bloody convenient.
Who fucking knows?
Oh my god, she did and all, didn't she? Oh, Chibnall!
Well, no, I don't think she ever knew that he did that.
Yeah, no, because later on, when Yaz is talking to Dan, like, what did you tell her, Dan?
Yeah, you're right.
Can I just say, so we've had the Doctor changing into costumes before, but as far as I can remember, we never really had the 13th Doctor doing it, so is anybody else a little weirded out that this is the one episode where they decide, oh, let's put her in Chinese garb? That'll make sense.
Could this be something to do with the fact that it's a Chinese director?
I mean, maybe. It feels a little weird to me.
There's also
because they didn't change their clothes for like Rosa or anything else. And this is the one historical where they do.
Haunting of Villa Diodati, they all had up.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I'll give them that.
So the Doctor
I
starts
don't know.
getting...
It feels like it's not really a thing
Well,
that
the
they
thing
do.
is, the Doctor also doesn't really ever change outfits either. I mean...
Yeah,
This
so
Doctor
it's a
doesn't
little
know,
weird that
no.
she's not in her coat.
The Ninth Doctor didn't change his outfit either, and in fact they made a good joke out of it.
I think haunting is the only time they really like change their clothes.
They have a nice joke about that in the Unquiet Dead of all things, the third Chris Eccleston episode, where Rose comes out and she's like in period dress and looking great, and then he's just looking at himself. He says, "Why haven't you changed? What's wrong with this jumper?"
Because I mean, it's kind of like this thing in normal Doctor Who where they never really notice the weird outfits, except for that one time in the Shakespeare Code, but we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
To quote Missy, anachronisms. The slightest anachronism.
And then he just comes out on a tank,
Oh
riffing
god, that's
on a
so
guitar,
good though.
and it's the most
That is
awesome
so
thing
good.
ever.
Oh, iconic.
Unfortunately, we can no longer talk about good things. We have to keep talking about Chibnall.
Fair enough. So we get a bit of guff about geomagnetic disturbance. The Doctor is pulled towards the ocean by her earring, which she sonics to deactivate it. Also, she had an earring.
Yeah, she's had that earring ever since she's did her first outfit change.
Okay. There's a bit where they're skimming stones, and the stones go off in wildly different direction. Well, the same direction, but they veer wildly off course. But it's okay.
I love how this is meant to, Dan and Yaz are trying to have fun with this, but they look at each other like they both smelled farts before casually skipping the stones.
Did they expect to like boomerang back into them and catch him in the forehead or something? Anyway, enough of that fun stuff, because it's time for screams of villagers. It's time for slaughter. The creature freed from the statue by Madam Ching starts killing background extras who just 2 minutes ago were indoors.
Because it's evil!
Marking on the calendars how they were all doing so.
Yeah, but the point is, they were frightened of the Pirate Queen and then came back outdoors for the sea creature. It just doesn't make any sense.
They did this creature as a demon.
Oh no, how?
Again, we apologise for unintentional racism there.
Not on the part of the antagonist of the episode, am I right?
Sorry,
Sorry, a little bit of my rant came out.
it's okay. It's a very old trope, isn't it, for people to be alerted to trouble by people screaming in the distance. A very old trope.
And there's also time. Like, why is that here? Ah! Oh, well, probably that's why.
That's just,
This is all leading, of course, to our first proper look at the antagonist for the episode. And you don't need to call it the slur word, because this hardly acts like it's the slur word. It's a sea boy.
Oh my good god.
We don't need to call it the slur word because the Doctor does that for us.
Yeah, I will say this. They had an opportunity very early on in this confrontation to right a wrong of nearly 50 years.
Let Fresno go.
Yeah, let Frez,
this is
let
kind
Frez
of my
do that.
bugbear to my fucking evil fucking thing to bear on my back here that I gotta get out.
We have to let Frez do this, or else we're gonna be here forever.
We're probably still going to be here forever.
Or else you're gonna be trapped in the circle of mirrors. I have that power. Anyway,
don't forget, you're here forever.
Yeah, that's gonna be me in a bit. So, yeah, like Rang said, they had a chance to right a wrong here, and I'll pin this entirely on Chibnall, the uncritical use of like I say that instead of saying the word because, like I said, I refuse to use the word. But this is not entirely on Chibnall just bringing them back wholesale and saying, "Oh, I'm just going to say the name of the monster," like, "Oh, I'm not even going to think about it," because this is not the only appearance of them since Warriors of the Deep. They've shown up in comics and audios and shit as well. So there's a whole bunch of Doctor Who writers, every single one of them being uncritical and going, "And then the sea appears," which, frankly, upsets and annoys me that nobody has the goddamn brain cells to go, hey, maybe I should think about this. Oh, never mind. Legacy Doctor Who monsters. That's what they're called. That's what I remember the name of the monster from when I was 12. But, so the Doctor, as in the trailer, hisses the name of this thing like it's a Dalek. Dear. And it responds back, land parasite. Which is like, Mike told me, a line just happened. You're gonna love that line. And it's like, I get where you're coming from, but I don't love that line for reasons I'll get into later. But the rest of the exchange is the Doctor saying, "Oh, hey, let's not resort to name calling." And I'm like, "You fucking started it." But then she asked, "Well, what would you like me to identify you as then?" And that's the moment. This is where, after 50 years of this legacy Doctor Who monster, someone actually raises the fucking point of, well, what can we call you? If not by the name that a random Englishman called, and that you, the audience member, knows this legacy monster by. And how does the creature respond? It scoffs and magics up a magic pirate ship and jumps on it with a super jump. Oh, we're not going to talk about it. We'll just completely ignore it.
Can I also say that this has some really negative connotations if you think about it in a different way?
Go on.
Just for example, if you say happen to accidentally dead name somebody, and then you ask them what they want to be called. Chibnall is basically making this into a negative situation.
I mean, like, the offended party isn't even responding to it because, well, frankly, in the story, they're just evil turtle people. These are not characters. They're evil turtle people who want to do evil things and destroy everybody because we're evil!
I mean, it completely ignoring all the past stuff, like they're honorable and they, are peaceful.
Which, they bring up in this and really fucking pisses me off again like it did in Warriors, but, I'm just gonna go into this now because I might as well. So, At several points in the story, this leader, Seaboy, refers to humanity as land crawlers. Like, I'm gonna destroy you evil land crawlers and take this planet. And it's like, they are obviously, and you're not hitting the button, and don't hit the button, cat, it doesn't deserve it. They're obviously mirroring the derogatory term land crawler with the derogatory term sea. You know?
You know what, Frez? I am going to hit the button, just not the button you think.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I'll take that.
Acceptable,
okay?
Yeah.
But also, okay, I have ragged on this podcast that name fucking sucks, is a pejorative, and is offensive, and is demeaning to these creatures who have who ideally should have opinions and ideological stances of their fucking own, and not just be generic evil turtle monsters. And, should be respected with basic dignity and such. And, the solution to that is not to go, oh, it's okay, because they're just as bad and calling us by the same sort of terminology. You don't do that shit!
If I can interject, I know I've been interjecting this entire time, but if I can interject here,
yes, go ahead.
This is something that Doctor Who has been doing for a while, where they will sort of make fun of something, but it's okay because they're the bad guys. Like, do you remember when the when it's I forget the episode, but it's one of Nine's episodes where he first meets the now I can't remember what they were. They took on the appearance of these people and they took over the cabinet or senate or something like that.
World War III.
The Slovenes?
The Slovenes, yes, thank you.
Aliens of London, World War III is what you're thinking of?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fart noises.
How funny it is that it just so happens that the Slovene are fat people, and these fat people are super disgusting and fart all the time. But it's okay. Because they're evil.
Yeah. And, okay. So already you have that problematic bit, but It's even more problematic when you realize, of course, these are these sea boys, the offshoots of the Silurians. You know, you haven't seen the original Silurian story. I know we haven't done it on this thing, but you have seen something that is like that. A little two-parter called Hungry Earth, Cold Blood. Remind me who wrote that shit again? Who wrote this story where they actually did have, like, personalities?
Yeah,
and
but here's
police,
the thing.
And
there was somebody there to control Chibnall.
So, you know, to go from that, to go, oh, I'm going to bring back these legacy, offshoot of that, you know, the sea boys.
No, but see, you're missing my point, Frez. The point is that nobody cares.
I care.
Not in a way that makes it derogatory. I'm simply saying that when it comes to the show itself, these people just don't give a shit. These are some, 2-bit aliens that would only be recognized because of, some episode way back when where they called them Sea Devils. Even though in those episodes, Sea Devils and Warriors of the Deep, they called them Aquatic Silurians, that's not their recognizable name. And it's not offensive because these are bad guys, and therefore it doesn't matter.
I get that. I do. But I also fucking hate it. And that's exactly what I'm raising
yes,
again.
That's valid.
The fact that these creatures, which could be treated with, ideological weight, which, that made them interesting. That made them more interesting than just, oh no, here comes some generic monsters that are about to shoot you because they're bad. And regressing to that for the sake of some bullshit nostalgia and just ignoring the potential is there. And they don't even really, they ignore it, but they even do something worse than that. They almost fucking bring it up, the whole land parasite, what would you prefer to be called thing. And then they flinch at the last second because, I don't need to deal with that. They're bad guys. They're evil turtle pirates. It's a fun romp where they get to fight and they're evil and they want to kill us all. And so that means that we can swashbuckle them and blow them the fuck up with no
Is it possible,
bombs.
Is it just possible that scene where it said, what would you prefer to be called? There's a cut there?
I don't know.
There seems to just be a little bit of a moment where there could have been a cut there where maybe the sea boy, I nearly called it the name, no, I shouldn't call it there, sorry. The sea boy responded to her?
I'll live if you let it slip a couple times.
No, I'm trying to be a good friend and keep it buttoned.
While I'm at it, in the light of how I don't like that name, it really fucking got my goat how the official Doctor Who Twitter tweeted. I think it was before the episode came out. They tweeted something like, "How many times do you think Doctor Who will say Seabrew in the episode?"
Yeah, that's exactly what they said. And
I'm like, fuck you!
Do you have any self-awareness at all? And the answer is no.
Here's another question that I have. So, like, all these alien species, they each get their own name. Silurians and the Slovene and, the Daleks and the Cybermen. Why can't the Aquatic Silurians have their own name? That's not Sea Devil.
Thank you. That's
here's
it.
A fun fact. There is one, I wrote about this, there is one other species in Doctor Who that has the same sort of deal, where the name was coined by someone else in the description of them, and the Doctor and Co. just parroted it back over and over. It is the Ice Warriors.
Yeah.
The original Ice Warrior story is like two guys find one frozen in the ice, and they're like, wow, look at this guy. He's really big and frozen. He's a proper Ice Warrior, isn't he? And then they just
aren't they Martians?
saying that.
They're Martians, yeah.
Yes.
They're Martians.
But at the very least, 2 points. One, the Ice Warriors actually do self-identify by that after so much time of, it's the Ice Warriors. And second, it's not such an offensive name because it's more of a descriptor.
It's not offensive at all. It's actually respectful to them.
Yeah, and I mean, they are also a honorable reptilian race, but they they wear it with pride. We're proud warriors.
Yeah.
Whereas these guys.
What you're saying is we need to call these guys the oceanic gladiators.
I mean, yeah, something like that.
I mean, that would be infinitely
I mean,
more
not even gladiators. We've already seen them in samurai outfits. Just call them the ocean samurai.
And thank God they weren't in samurai outfits for this story set in.
Thank fuck for
China.
that.
Set in China, because we had some worries about that.
I've got it. The Shinobi.
Oh my God.
The Shinobi.
Oh dear.
Well, it's better than their actual name.
Yeah, I get what you're going for.
Don't look at me like that. I know I'm going to webcam on. Don't look at me like that.
See? No Onis.
Oh my god. So,
I'm looking at you like that now.
another moment.
Before we forget, there's also the fact that in this episode, the sun calls them, like, ocean demons.
I was getting to that, yeah.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
I said that somehow
let's
better.
make up another name that's like that name.
Okay, wait, but before we even move on, can we point out, like, how fast Yaz and Dan somehow came up that rope trapped within, like, minutes of all this going on?
That has to be something that was cut.
That has to be another cut, yeah. And it's absolutely useless because he just cuts through the net, goes, do you think such feed material can hold me? And then Mario super jumps to his ship.
By the way, the effects in this is so bad. Oh! Can we also point out how bad the editing was, too? There's an entire line Madam Ching says to the sun, and the whole line, it focuses on her. Her mouth isn't even moving.
There was a lot of ADR in this episode, and it clearly shows, and it's just sort of symbolic of the lack of effort put into this episode as a whole.
Hey, just wondering here, are we doing, like, how we do with Classic? Are we going to go, like, chronological? Or
we're skimming through it chronologically, but we've got the major points to talk about. And
I wanted to talk about one more point to close up my...
Of course you do. Go on.
Oh, God, the key thing. Okay, it comes after the big sword fight, where the pirate guy, Ji-hun, where he kills the leader, and the doctor does her typical, "You didn't have to kill him. Killing is wrong."
May I point you to Warriors of the Deep?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna quote Warriors of the Deep because it's the same sort of thing. Oh, there should have been another way. Actually, why don't we put up my dumb meme I made right now? Let's have a little fun before I get mad again. My dumb meme.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get mad now because let me also point you to every single time the Doctor has met a Dalek where he decides to just genocide the entire fucking race. Yeah. How about the whole, I hate to agree with, the Valeyard, but how about that whole thing with the Vervoids?
Yeah. I'm not even making the point about the whole, killing is wrong, but I'm saying here that, she's saying, oh, you didn't have to kill him, but I'm like, unfortunately, you did have to kill him, but not for because he was a big bad guy who was going to destroy the Earth, just a mindless monster that needed to be killed. No. He had to be killed because Chibnall and Rhodes couldn't imagine a story where he didn't have to be killed. Nobody in 50 years of writing for these antagonists can envision a better goddamn future where they can talk it out diplomatically like the Silurians, where it can work out and they can live in harmony and peace with humanity. Nobody can fucking imagine that because they're just a bunch of dumb monsters, a bunch of stupid fucking, I'm not.
You want to know the worst part
about that?
And then
Frez blew up.
Yeah.
The worst part about that is if they did actually have an episode where there was some sort of utopia where humans and the Aquatic Silurians got along together, there'd still be somebody there to fuck it all up and make it even worse.
I mean,
you have just described Cold Blood, but with sea boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, they brought up how all these guys were honorable. I think a pirate sea boy probably didn't get along with any other of the good sea boys.
Maybe.
We'll get to that more when we talk about the confrontation on board their ship, because I have words to say about that.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. That I actually had an idea for a story where the Doctor and their companions find a baby sea boy in the future, and there are a bunch of humans. It's kind of like a Baby Yoda thing, and there are a bunch of humans who want to kill it because it's just a fucking sea.
It's a sea.
I like that pitch, and I've told you should put that pitch to either Big Finish, the 12th Doctor Adventures, or Clara Oswald, Untold Adventures.
Yeah.
Because it's what if the child and the infant Metroid had a baby and it was a sea boy?
The baby, as it were.
The baby.
No, the infant Metroid.
The baby.
Yes.
It's referred to in the official material as the infant Metroid, and I will not hear anything else about that.
The baby.
Also, just because we brought this up, I'm going to harp on it, just because it's here. So the doctor says, keep an eye on our sea boyfriend here, and goes to leave, thinking that 2 pirates plus the guy whose father was killed by this same sea boy would not do anything to the sea boy.
Okay, if you insist on talking about the scene now, I've got a hot take for you.
There's being naive, and then there's being absolutely fucking stupid.
Hot take, Ji-hoon was absolutely justified in doing this.
Yes, he was.
Of course. I mean, it looks like he was awake for the entire 250 years he was in that box.
He was tortured, he lost his crew, he lost his ship.
And while we're at that, a little interesting fact. So, you mentioned Tim Shaw before. Remember Tim Shaw's fate in Ranskorav Kolos? Ha! Man, killing Tim Shaw would totally be wrong because killing is wrong. Well, let's just put him in stasis indefinitely. That's a far more fitting fate, and there's no blood on her. I'm the sea boy. I put Ji-hoon in stasis for 300 years. What the f*** with you?
I have often said before that death is not the worst punishment. Living is the worst punishment. Because if you're living, then there's no end to it. But if you die, there's a definite end.
There's also a historical reason why it was the right thing for Ji-hoon to kill the sea boy, the head sea boy. But we'll get to that a bit later on. I want to get back to this, right?
Yeah.
We have the rest of the story to talk about.
Let's not get into name calling.
Complaining.
There was, as I say, this was the opportunity to correct 50 years of wrong. And you blew it. And that's kind of, symbolises Chibnall's... In trying to please everyone, you please no one.
It's even worse than that, Rain. Like, I went in expecting, see this, see that, I did not expect Chibnall to fucking correct this. There might have been, like, a slim chance of hope. The fact that he almost did it and then flinched away at the last second, that pisses me off more than if it was just, see.
And I tell you what...
what? Just to appease you, Frez, we're going to take this scene with the doctor and the sea boy saying this, and we're going to put it right next to the watch that's hidden inside the TARDIS, because we'll never think of it again.
Christ
Until the next episode. But I think we'll just throw out the chronological order at this point, because we're not getting anywhere.
When we do Chibnall episodes, we usually don't do chronological order.
I will say this, the Mario Super Jump...
It's kind of difficult to do that anyways, because, who the fuck cares?
The Mario Super Jump, the Matrix move, whatever you want to call it, best part of the episode. There is a wonderful edit on Twitter of just putting the Yahoo into it.
That's more Mario bullshit.
And it fits perfectly. So, we've had that. What are we going to talk about now? How about Madam Ching being a girl boss? Oh my god.
What?
Chibnall, buddy,
what?
Can we not go one episode with a female historical figure without having Jodie Whittaker exclaim who this person is excitedly?
Hey, at least she got to keep her memory at the end of the episode.
Yeah, okay. So
here's my question. What's the opposite of a fridging?
A thawing?
No, a fridging is taking a female character and putting them in danger or killing them off in order to make, the main boy character really, really sad. What's the opposite of that?
It's still a fridging. It's still a fridging.
Because that's essentially what Madam Ching's entire motivation is here, is that somebody's kidnapped her entire crew and her sons, and she needs to go and get this treasure in order to save them.
The Black Flag Fleet have kidnapped her crew and sons.
She is a pirate, you motherfucker! She does not need a reason to go after treasure.
But also...
her entire reason for going after treasure is she's a pirate!
You're right, but also damn you Assassin's Creed.
Update, according to TV tropes, and that's pretty sketchy, I know, but if y'all are gonna look at TARDIS Wiki for your stuff, according to them, you can use fridging can be gender neutral.
Okay, perfect. Then fine.
That being said, you can apply it a lot more to female characters. You can apply it a lot more to female characters because that's an unfortunate trope, but you can apply it to a female character.
Well,
to the male character.
You apply it to the female character because it comes from a term where an author said, "We just have women in refrigerators."
The term comes from
it comes from a comic book where someone killed a woman and then stuffed her corpse into a fridge for a hero to find.
Yeah.
But either way, you see what I'm saying here, right? There is absolutely no reason for her motivation to be that her sons and crew were kidnapped. The only reason that they put this in here is to make Madam Ching a good character, quote unquote, so that nobody would have to think about the fact that she kills people.
Except she
is a pirate.
But she doesn't kill anyone in this episode, other than Sea Boys.
That's really fucking telling, isn't it?
She does not kill one human character in this episode.
Wow, she doesn't kill any humans. That's great. Oh, but them Sea Boys, they're bad.
I know, but we
murdered 6 Sea Boys in one stroke.
We have to move on from that, please.
Sorry, I'm doing my best.
Yeah, Madam Ching. So we have 13 girl boss her. No, bad choice. Then we have. They find the corpse of the boy's father, the guardian.
No, you know what? I'm not done with this. Just the fact that the doctor also goes up and girl bosses her is really offensive, because it's the doctor glorifying somebody who is a pirate.
Okay. Can I now talk about the real Madam Ching?
Might as well.
Like I've wanted to about for the past 25 minutes, but
it's okay. We all have these big rants stuck in us.
So again, pronunciation warning. Madam Ching, the real Madam Ching, or Zhengji Zhao, I believe her name is. I've got that wrong. Hang on a minute. I had it written down somewhere.
Zheng Yi Sao.
I was out by one syllable.
Again, whitest people ever.
Yeah, it sounds about white. I know.
That's pretty good.
It's not original, but I'll take it. But Madam Ching, she was famous, among other things, yes, for being this dread pirate queen of the South China Sea, but also for being honourable. Because there is a code of honour that was adopted by Chinese pirates of this time period, and she came up with most of it. Among other things, anyone who tries to give a command that isn't the captain is immediately executed. And there's things like, don't rape, don't pillage. 20% of any loot goes to the captain, and then 80% goes to the pot for the whole crew, and some of it goes back to the captor. All of this is completely ignored. Why? Because we don't care about having nuance in our historical characters. We just want a big pirate romp.
So, even the humans aren't immune to this bullshit that the Sea Boys are being subjected to.
No, not at all.
Madam Ching is considered to be the most successful pirate in history. You do not become that by going around and, just not doing shit. Nope. She did amazing shit. She is awesome.
Yeah, exactly. No, I called her honourable and not a killer.
It is said that she had 80,000 people under her.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is a badass.
As opposed to
How
2.
How many people did she have under her in this episode?
2!
None!
And one of them was Dan!
God.
Who, by the way, again, John Bishop does what he can with what he's given. And he does alright. It's Dan that realises that why the crew is missing. It's Dan that makes a lot of the big revelations of this episode. I could go into the whole white
guy.
Yes,
no.
Yeah. Please can we stop that?
What, the old white guy talking for the women of color?
No. That is
How
so
shocking.
Look, that is so reductive. I know what you're saying, and you're right. But come on.
Hey, you want to know something I just saw on Twitter?
Uh-oh.
So, the original writer of the 1972 story with these antagonists, Malcolm Hulk, he's credited at the end of the episode for creating them. And They spelled his name wrong.
That sort of sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right. So we've talked about
They just don't care. They don't care anymore. Chibnall just does not care. Nobody cares about this anymore. This is quite literally starting to become Colin Baker's season.
Oh, God.
Even more than it was before.
We also do not get a scene where she actually gets to save her crew. It's just done off camera. And that brings us... Oh, sorry, no. There is one good scene with Madam Ching where, you know, she gets to do something kind of cool. And it's the star navigation scene.
Okay.
That's actually pretty cool.
I mean, it's not that cool because the stars fucking rearrange themselves, which is stupid as fuck.
But the shot of the stars reflected...
Wait, okay. How do the stars rearrange themselves?
I don't fucking know.
Because the
geomagnetic fuckery.
Yes, thank you.
Just roll with it.
That's exactly
But that doesn't make any sense because the stars are thousands of millions of light years away.
But the shot of the stars reflected in her eyes just before they start to move is a really good shot. That's framed perfectly. Pity about
it's
the
too
rest
bad
of
it has nothing to do with her acting.
Yeah, pity about the rest of the CGI. Again, was Crystal Year given much to do? Was she given much to do? Yeah, we've had one badly realised character. How about a second one? How about Yin Ki?
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, who is not named in the episode. And this guy...
Madam Ching, you killed my father! Okay. Oh, Madam Ching, I want to join your pirate crew.
Firstly,
Madam Ching, you killed my father. Prepare to die.
Yin Ki was the subject of controversy before this episode even aired.
Why is this?
Because there was a few Chinese critics saying this episode is racist, and actually, funny enough, the reasons that they gave for it, one of them they were incorrect. But they didn't know that at the time. So Yin Ki, I believe, and if there's Chinese people listen to this and I get this wrong, I'm sorry. I don't mean to belittle your culture. I believe the critics were saying that Ki is not a Chinese surname.
I see.
So his name doesn't mean anything. And Chinese names...
What the flying fuck?
Oops.
Yeah, so that was the first...
No, I read something completely different.
Oh?
I've told you, don't read 50 Shades of Grey while we're recording.
Well, no, I have all this stuff pulled up about Madam Ching, so then, you know, I could properly express how annoyed I am, because she's honestly a really cool person. Go look her up. She's amazing.
Yeah.
But I also saw that apparently her husband adopted a son, whose name I'm going to try to pronounce, and I apologize, Ching Po Sai?
Yeah.
I'm terribly sorry. Turns out that he had also been her husband's lover.
Oh my...
Fucking Oedipus up in this shit, what?
Oh my god. Right.
No, Oedipus was the mother.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oedipus went for the mother. This is father and adoptive son.
Yeah, Oedipus killed his father and married his mother, Jocasta.
But also, this son/heir was also a adolescent fisherman's son. So I'm wondering if this is what our boy is based off of.
Oh my god!
Which isn't much better. Can I say?
I mean,
so he caused controversy before the episode even aired, and then the episode aired, and yeah, talk about rubber banding motivations. So the first time we see him, his father's going off to fight Madam Ching and not return. Then he finds his father's body, says, "You've killed him, I'm going to kill her." The doctor's there and says, "She didn't do this." Categorically...
yes. This pirate caused all these weird blue burn marks all over this body.
This weapon
I mean, to be fair, it was technically her fault. She let the sea boy out.
This weapon is a toxin used by the sea boys. I don't think she did this. Right? He doesn't accept this. She killed my father and released a demon.
If we want to talk like basic, like Chekhov's gun setup payoff bullshit, the toxin would come back in the third act somehow. Like, you've had that big sword fight,
and
then somebody would be like, "Oh no, I got caught dying, doctor!" Blech.
Thank God that didn't happen.
I mean,
that's what I was expecting for Yaz, Legend of the Barry Gay and all that.
No.
No. I mean, there's a scene where Dan barely taps 5 random holograms with the blade and the
5 random holograms. They were real sea creatures, Kuchiri.
Yeah, he murdered 5 sea boys.
I'm getting to that at the end. I know we're not doing it in chronological order, but we had to do that at the end because, my God, I've got to build up to this. But Yinky, he goes from wanting to kill Madam Ching to just moping away in the background, and then having been told that she didn't kill your father, 10 minutes later he's on her ship wanting to kill her to avenge his father.
You want to know the really sad part about this character, though?
Oh, it's his first role.
Is a Whovian.
It's his first role.
It's his very first role on his favorite TV show, and this is what he gets.
Oh,
and his last.
You poor thing.
Yeah.
God.
Again, no disrespect to the actors, but when they're not given anything to work with, what can they really do?
Yeah.
He does get one funny moment, which I kind of like, which is when Madam Ching pulls out the severed ear.
Is that your ear?
Is that yours? Mate, she's got both!
Honestly, I thought you were going to say the moment where they get caught and then get put upside down because it's implied that Dan, said something wrong.
No, Dan tries...
I kind of like that.
Dan tries to alleviate the tension. And Yinky's like they're saying, "I'm going to kill you. Cut me down and I'll kill you for killing my father." And basically talking her into killing them. But that doesn't happen. Again, much like many of the supporting characters, he's much of nothing.
Yeah.
But then, oh boy, the Sea Boys have a secret weapon. It's the Merca, but for contractual reasons we can't call it that.
I don't know why or how Chibnall had the restraint to not call this the Merca.
I told you it wasn't the Merca.
I mean, can you blame me, Mr. for thinking that Mr. Remember 2007 when the show was good?
I absolutely do not blame you.
The Sea Boys, and I'm redeeming the Merca.
I absolutely do not blame you. But at the same time, it kind of couldn't have been. But this is not the Merca. This is the Hua Shen.
Yeah.
No, I meant that was actually in the subtitles for the episode, so I think I got that right.
I'm sorry, kid. I know I shouldn't talk about the round table and what the other people put in there, but I had to share this nugget of wisdom because it's too funny not to. Apparently, how do you say that? Hua Shen. Hua Shen apparently is Mandarin for peanut. The monster's name is Peanut.
Which is appropriate because we keep trying to kick the damn football. And Chibi keeps lifting it off the ground.
So this fucking thing is like, what the fuck? Like, okay. So its big scenes are, oh no, it's gonna get a random fisherman. Oh no, it's eating the TARDIS. Oh no, it's coming after Madam Ching and going to shoot cannons at it. And that's fucking it.
No, it just disappears.
I'll tell you exactly.
Come on, you guys are giving way too little screen time to the fisherman. I mean, look at him. He's a perfectly normal person.
Wow.
I've just seen the Photoshop. That's amazing.
My God.
If you can zoom in on the badge on his chest, I'm very happy about that one.
I am happy about. Oh my God.
Oh my God! Yes, even better. Let it never be said that we do not commit to dumb jokes here on the podcast.
Like,
I'm pretty sure 95% of our show is dumb jokes.
I've just seen,
and the award for dumb joke of the week goes to Concave Epsiper.
Epsiper? What? Usurper. Wow, you sure messed that up, didn't you?
So anyway, So anyway,
and then Will Smith comes in and just smacks the shit out of Kuchiri.
But no, I know exactly what this thing is.
No, Chris comes in, punches me. Keep my cat's name out.
Wait, that Thasmin comes in.
It's not. Hang on a minute. Because this Huasheng sea creature, you've all played Mario Sunshine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh no, is that what this thing is? It's Eeliemouth.
Okay.
It's the eel boss with tooth decay from Mario Sunshine.
Yes, it is. It definitely.
The eel boss with tooth decay. Anyway, Kat, great Photoshop. I mean, probably could have added the gay pride badge, but I mean, yeah, I think you got your point.
I love the great dad in the background. That's just a nice touch. So, chapeau, Kat, for going above and beyond meme duty. So,
I mean, my meme was pretty good too.
I tried to find a way to put in that he was going back home to see his family after he just caught one more fish.
Also, do you realise that we've done it again?
And the red shirt.
Because Sharda kills a fisherman off for no reason, and so does this.
Oh my fucking god, you're right.
Hey, no spoilers. I still haven't seen Shada.
Oh, well, that's like
I mean, thing. Yes, you have.
No, I really haven't.
Well, this is not what the thing I've just mentioned is not remotely important to the episode.
So
okay,
if you're avoiding Shada spoilers, that means you haven't listened to the podcast yet.
Oh yeah.
No, unfortunately, I haven't.
No.
You haven't listened to the podcast yet.
Power, you're giving Fresno power over you now.
No, but see, this isn't my fault because the whole reason that I wasn't in the last podcast is because a certain someone didn't resend me the files. So I didn't have the time to watch it.
In fairness, I never seen who that. I never seen who that gift was directed to. It could have been directed to you or me.
Man,
or maybe it was both.
Rain's entire arc shadow stunt is just like everyone disliked that.
Yeah.
Like you made Kuchiri watch the fucking arc. You made me stress over it and get pissed off, and then I didn't have it with me on vacation. And then, Kat, you didn't even get the files too, so she hasn't even seen it.
I did get the files to her, but...
So, great job all around, Rain.
So I'm now being blamed for her not... Yeah, alright, yes, I'll take it. This thing is...
Yes, you will,
it just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, because, like, literally the night or so before, I'm like, yeah, I want to join in the podcast. I feel like I can do this. And it's like, you know for a fact that the way that you get the files to us, that they stop working after, like, a week or so.
Well, this one didn't.
So I'm absolving myself of all blame
Okay. I see how it is. Join us next week on the podcast when Polly replaces Kat.
I mean, I'd be perfectly fine with that.
No, you wouldn't. You want to be on the same show as her. You want to be on the same show as her. We must get that to work at some point. I mean, you mentioned the Slovene. We've got to do it.
Ironically, get Polly on for Aliens of London World War III because of the farting.
We've got to do it.
I mean, all we need to do is fucking DM her and say, hey...
This is a thing that must take place sometime this year.
I mean, one of you fuckers DM her and ask.
Whether it's before the 13th final episode or after it is up to you, but one of you DM her, yeah.
I mean, we got 6 months and nothing the fuck else going on.
Can I point out how we basically talked about like half of Series 1 already this podcast?
I mean,
good?
Like you were saying, there's like all of 10 minutes of actual analysis in this shit that isn't frothing at the mouth about the Sea Boys.
You're telling me we're talking about 2005 when the show was good? Because I'm fine with that.
2005, which had better CG than this episode.
Yeah,
and Kat has already DM'd Polly. That was fast.
Really?
That was very fast.
Well, that's a tweet. That's not a DM.
It counts, and maybe we'll get a response by the end of the podcast.
Well, we'll let you know, y'all. In the meantime, if Polly doesn't get on the podcast, go to twitch.tv/Pollyhead and watch her play video games as a...
We have just two more points to mention before we get to that sword fight and the All of the hackles come out of me. So, the CGI in this episode is a mixture. You have bad CGI, like the sea monster, and the cannonballs springing out of the water, which are, hit the sea monster and bounce back out. That looks bad.
And the rocks that they decide to skip.
But then
and
you
the cracks in the stone and the statue.
But then you have the ocean floor, which looks amazing.
Oh.
How did this get through the radar?
It's like they created a stage and just put a water filter over it.
But it looks so good!
Like, okay. No fooling. This is the best scene in the episode. Not what comes after. Not the part that comes after, but just the whole opening the doors and looking out at the wonder of the ocean. And it's like, it honestly reminds me, and this is kind of a geeky deep cut, of old episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation, where what I take from that show is the whole sense of cosmic wonder. You know, the Starship Enterprise going across the galaxy and seeing strange new worlds and weird new things, going where nobody's gone before, all that stuff. And, like, this is kind of part of that. Yaz and the Doctor just open the doors and they look at marine life. The wondrous splendor of the ocean that's right here on planet Earth, you know? The home of the Sea Boys. Which could be a more serene thing if the Sea Boys were treated with any sort of fucking dignity, but either way, it's like just this quiet little understated moment of wonder and just quiet contemplation. And that is the best part of the episode. And then they look at each other.
And then they stop looking at each other because the Doctor has to get down and look at the seafloor.
Which isn't really there anymore.
Oh, we're going to gloss over this?
No.
We're going to fucking gloss over it for a reason.
We're not. We're not. There are 3 scenes in this story where the Thasmin ship is addressed. And I think I speak for everyone on this podcast that they shouldn't have bothered.
Yeah.
Just a second, y'all. Just a second. I gotta get a meme. I gotta get a meme here. Okay. Wait, hang on. I'm trying to find something good.
After 30 episodes of not showing any interest in any of the companions,
we continue to not show interest in the companions.
Okay, everybody, it's Thasmin.
Oh God.
It's table scraps.
No. See, that's still way too much.
Not a bad date.
Oh boy.
Where to begin with this?
Should have kept those words out of her mouth.
Where to begin with this?
Where to begin, indeed.
So, yeah, this is the table scraps that you talked about.
Here you go, Here you go, Thazzies.
Being thrown to the 13 and Yaz shippers.
Here you go, Thazzies. Here you go. Here's your crime.
I mean, at this point, just clear the table and put it in the bin.
Yeah,
And
there's a mood.
This particular scene would have more resonance, more impact, if Yaz had more than one facial expression throughout it.
The scene would have more impact if they remember to put in the Thasmin stuff.
And also,
the scene would have had more impact if there was more than one character in this scene.
Yeah.
The scene would have more impact if Dan was there to mediate, because...
No, bad.
The scene would have had more impact if Dan was there to explain what they're feeling.
So...
Because obviously the old white man is the only one who could do that.
Obviously.
So they have a small bit of a talk, and 13 starts to open her feelings a little bit to Yaz, but it's all over because we have to make a joke about no ship, Sherlock.
Or us, which...
And then we have to hit the TARDIS floor and mouth the word that I'm not going to say together.
Oh, God.
And then we have to never mention this again until the last 5 minutes of the last 10
By
minutes.
the way,
of the
Here's my question about that scene. So, the Doctor is looking down upon the entire seafloor crumbling underneath them, and somehow Yaz, who is standing up and has a better vantage point, cannot see or hear this happening.
It's because all she sees is the green screen set they're on.
Yeah.
Yes,
I know, but still.
That's actually it, though. He's right.
Oh, my Christ almighty.
Because Jodie was looking down and Yaz is just standing up the green screen, she can't react to it. or she forgot to react to it, or something.
Who knows?
Maybe it was just one take. All right. And then Yaz was like, oh, I didn't read the script.
But why, I hear you all not ask,
Wait,
are they on the
directed by Ed
seabed to
Wood?
begin with? Well, they're here to find the lost ship of Ji-hoon. Who's Ji-hoon? I wish you hadn't asked.
I mean...
Ji-hoon, played by Arthur Lee, who is, in fact, Korean.
Yeah, here's the thing. This was the other pre-broadcast controversy.
This one I actually saw online.
And it was partly right and partly incorrect. Because there were promotional stills of him in his costume. And they're like, that's not what a 19th century Chinese pirate captain would wear. Well, yeah, he's not a 19th century pirate captain, so it's all right.
Yeah,
but it's also not, because the actor is Korean. Again, I'm not going to go into that. You know, if he's fine with playing a Chinese character, he's fine with playing a Chinese character. But it's the fact that a guy called Ji-hoon, which is a Korean name, is Chinese and not Korean.
Oh, boy.
I mean, at least Crystal Yu, who played Madam Ching, is from Hong Kong. Marlo Chan Reeves, I can't really say. I do know that Chan tends to be a Chinese last name.
He could be of
but,
Chinese
obviously
descent. I think he could be of Chinese extraction. I think that's fair enough. Again,
obviously I don't want to generalize, but typically in my experience.
I am not blaming the actors. And at least the story set in Asia had an Asian supporting cast.
Yeah.
It would have been nice if they'd all been Chinese, but... Again, here's the thing with Ji-hoon. You could make him a Korean, and nothing would be lost.
That's true.
It doesn't have to be a Chinese pirate captain that the treasure of that Madam Ching is going after. It could be a legendary Korean captain, because Korea and China were at, Korea and Japan and then China were at war with each other at this time period. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with him being Korean, but for whatever reason, he's Chinese. And for whatever reason, he is ordering his own crew off of his ship.
And he's in league with those evil sea boys.
Except he isn't. This is actually all a big ploy to save his crew, in fact.
Also, you know, that the sea boys sure are honorable, where it's like, I've done as you asked. Ah, did you expect me to fulfill my bargain, you filthy land crawler?
Yes, because you're supposed to be honourable. The whole point of your character species is you are honourable.
Again, if there's pirate versions, they're probably not on the same level as probably 80% of the race.
Then here's an idea. Why don't you include a line of dialogue that says that this particular sea boy, nearly said it, sorry, Fresno, this particular villain was exiled from his species because of his violent views. Just include that.
I mean, it could have been real easy. It's like when he confronted Ji-hoon, and Ji-hoon is kneeling down. He keep like, my species and is a peaceful one. We believe in working together, except me. And then
exactly, yeah. So he betrays him. They fight, the ship goes down. When we next see Ji-hoon, Yaz and the Doctor have been taken by the Chinese sea monster into the ship, which the Silurians have taken... Not the Silurians, damn it. The Aquatic Silurians have taken for themselves, despite the fact this is something that their species doesn't do, typically. But I'll let that slide.
I think that's the other reason why they use sea devils, is because it's a little easier to say than aquatic Silurians.
Yeah,
doesn't make it right, but it's an explanation.
I'm telling you, Shinobi, make it happen.
I mean, if you're a creative writer, you can come up with a name that A, rolls right off the tongue, and B, isn't inoffensive.
Frez, they did do that. It's just ocean demons.
I did come up with a name that rolls off the tongue and is not offensive, and you all rolled your eyes at it.
Shinobi, I mean...
God, the anger in this podcast is palpable.
Oh, shit.
So...
The anger in this podcast is Palpatine. Let the hate...
I clearly
Someone
said
say Palpatine. Shit, where is it?
Do
There
it.
is.
Do it. Thank you.
And we now return to your Doctor Who podcast.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
No, we.
So we've now skipped to. We've now skipped to the scene where they've been taken, and we get Exposition City.
I'm going to destroy
We're gonna Pimp My Ride reference in 2022.
Oh god.
At least Yaz called her out for it, but we get Yaz blowing the plan.
Pimp My Ride was more enjoyable than half of Chibnall's episode.
We get Yaz just blurting out the plan the minute they meet the head sea devil. By the way, this guy doesn't get a name. Wikipedia has him named as Narcissus.
You said it, by the way, Rainiac.
I'm not editing it out, but I won't do it again.
I mean, I'm just saying because you've been like,
Yeah.
I almost said it.
I will apologise for that, but I'm not editing it out.
Yeah, I know.
His name is apparently Narcissus, which is a cool name. It's never mentioned. I can't see any promotional material mentioning this. I don't know where they got that.
No.
Is it
Narcissus the name of the god that was full of himself?
No, that's Narcissus, not Marcissus.
Mar,
not
Mar.
N.
Pronounce
not
your
N.
fucking M's, you weird British
I
person.
did pronounce it.
Narcissus, isn't that guy who fell into a mirror alert?
You son of a bitch.
Doctor Who Mirror Alert. Doctor Who.
No, one of these days Nintendo's going to find this podcast and just nuke Rainiac's channel.
Did somebody say new Graniac's channel?
Oh no! Come on, where's the move button? Damn it!
Also, by the way, can we bring up the runtime of this episode again? 47 minutes. We're now 30 minutes in. Oh, there's no way this is going to wrap up cleanly.
And it doesn't.
No.
But we get a whole lot of meaningless technobabble. We get the Doctor apparently doing something, but not. And then, this is the bit I'm getting to, Ji-hoon is revealed to have survived and being kept in stasis.
Why?
May I introduce you all, and I can't believe this is a sentence coming out of my mouth today. May I introduce you all to Chekhov's Chinese sea captain.
Yeah.
What?
Because the only reason that the sea boys lose is because they kept him alive.
Yeah.
The only reason.
We'll get to that.
Hey guys! Do y'all remember a certain episode that Chibnall did called The Timeless Children?
We sure do.
And who held the button at the end?
Yeah.
Yep.
Say hello to this episode's Cub Sharmas.
Okay, but like...
Why do I have to keep saying this? Chibnall does not have a single original bone in his fucking body.
But also, even in that episode, there was like some hesitation of, no, you can't sacrifice yourself. No, Doctor, let me sacrifice myself. Oh, okay. And this one, Ji-hoon is like, Doctor, let me sacrifice myself. Okay, bye!
You can sort of see that it fits his character because the poor man has been in a living hell for 274 years.
I'm sorry, but all I can imagine now, he's standing there like, Doctor, no, allow me to do this. And then, like, halfway through the sentence, the Doctor's already outside the door going, okay, thanks, bye!
God damn it, boom.
Yep.
But he says, doesn't he?
No, don't stop me. This is my duty. Oh, you're gone.
This is not my world, but I can preserve it. It's an honourable sacrifice. It makes sense because he's out of his time. He's lost everything.
I mean, it doesn't make that much sense because the Doctor could literally just put him back.
Yeah, I can't justify it. We then get the big MacGuffin.
Hi, Orphan 55.
We then get the big MacGuffin, which is the Keystone. And this is what the Sea Boys have been after the entire time.
We'll use it to reverse the magnetic field of Earth and destroy all the humans!
We'll use it to have an Alka-Seltzer tablet, because that's what the effect looked like.
I mean, that's probably what it was.
The Hua Shen had terrible indigestion that day. I mean, yeah, it did, because it ate a fisherman.
Now I've just got the Pepto-Bismol song stuck in my head. God damn it.
I mean, It did eat A, fisherman on his boat, and B, the TARDIS, so it would have pretty bad indigestion.
I mean, it didn't eat the TARDIS, it spit the TARDIS back out.
Yes, that can still give you indigestion, though.
Well, actually, we never did see how the TARDIS got onto the ship.
So that's true. The Doctor... Well, no. The monster took it, and the Silurian said, that's mine. The Aquatic Silurians said, that's mine now.
Well, no, I'm just saying, we didn't see which end of the monster it came out of.
Oh, God.
So the Aquatic Silurians said, that's mine, and that's where we are now. I'm ignoring all of that. Ji-hoon does get a cool entrance, which
That's my shit.
Yeah, Ji-hoon does get a cool entrance, which is so cool that he just says, cool entrance.
What have you got in your mouth? Spit it out. Come on, spit it out.
Spit it out, Merc. I mean,
that was next door's neighbours with Lloyd on Friday night.
You want to know something really funny? The fact that this monster's true name is Peanut reminds me of the fact that technically the name Cerberus means spot.
Yeah. Yeah, technically it does.
No, we missed out on the scene where the head sea boy is like scratching underneath the. Here's a good peanut. Good peanut.
I'm very glad we missed out on that scene, because that sounds like the worst thing ever.
Wow, you really just like doing a gravelly voice here today, don't you, Kuchiri? I mean, I can't imagine doing that here.
I'm not going to, because my throat is still not recovered.
I barely even need to try.
I'm not trying to date Rain into the Machine Dramon impression.
Well, if I do that, my voice might never recover, because COVID has done something to my throat, clearly.
I mean, that's what it does, to be fair.
Yeah, but I'm now free
Much
of
like
it.
Joe Exotic, Rainiac's voice may never recover from this.
Oh my God!
Jesus
that is an old-ass joke, and
Jesus
I'm not apologizing.
Christ, Cat!
So, where are we in this?
I don't know.
I know exactly where we are. So, he gets a cool entrance, and then Yaz goes, that's a cool entrance, thank you. The keystone is taken by Narcissus. Because Ji-hoon's like, the keystone is said to glow orange in certain situations. What's this orange glow? Oh my God.
Oh wow, it was here the entire time. How about that?
And then he takes it off and goes, Mastodon! No.
Oh my God.
Pterodactyl!
No, it's not the Pink Ranger cat.
I once, like...
Can I point out...
Legitimately, once, I dressed up as the Pink Ranger for Halloween in a very accurate costume that my mother made.
Oh, I love it.
That's sweet.
Also, I'm deliberately saying Mastodon and not the other Zord of the other Minority Ranger, because that would be racist.
Oh.
What? What's so racist about putting the black character in the black outfit and the Asian character in the yellow outfit?
Here's the thing.
There's nothing weird about that.
Walter Jones had a choice between blue or black, and he chose black.
Well, there you go.
He put himself in that black.
There you go.
Outfit.
I'm guessing Tui Thang did not have a choice.
I'm just remembering what you said, Kuchiri, about Johnny Young.
Who fucking knows? Either way, the optics are weird.
What
The Black Ground Ranger.
The Black Ground Ranger. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it turns out that Yinki is Li Bao's ancestor. He got off the ship safely. He then entombed the sea devil. He then entombed Narcissus.
This is what happens.
Yeah. He then entombed Narcissus in the statue. And that's what that leads us to here. His plan is we're going to flood the Earth. Why? Because it's ours. It's our right. It's our time. Okay.
Close.
It's our time. Okay, Triple H.
Jesus Christ.
Oh wait, didn't the lead sea boy mention that his own race entombed him? So yeah, he was banished.
No, it was the Keystone that entombed him.
Yeah.
He said I was entombed by the land crawlers to his men. In the parasitic air and other horrible things we're not going to mention. But,
all I can think of right now is, there's a comic book panel from one of the Spider-Man comics where he's talking to this guy who, turned himself into a pterodactyl. He's like, you could have cured cancer. You could have done so much good for the world. And the scientist is like, I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into dinosaurs.
And then
it's like, that's like the perfect allegory for what the sea dude's whole reason for doing this is. I don't want to help people. I want to turn everything into
and having said that, Amy Jo Johnson then kicked Spider-Man's ass.
I really hope that wasn't a No Way Home reference, because...
It was a Power Rangers joke!
That was the Pink Ranger,
That's
Amy
the
Jo
Pink Ranger's
Johnson.
actress's name!
You make it sound like I'm that into the show.
Or Catherine Sutherland, who was actually named Cat in the show.
Yeah!
Hey, the second Pink Ranger was named Cat. There you go.
She was.
Hey.
Although
I specifically dressed up as the first one.
So the stage is set. They've got what they came for. They're about to flood the Earth. The Doctor and her makeshift crew jump on the ship. Geronimo is clearly ADR'd afterwards. Clearly.
Hey, and made Krista angry because my doctor's catchphrase out of your fucking mouth.
That would definitely upset Krista, I'm sure.
Oh, and it was done in post. Like, you could tell that was completely done in post.
That was definitely an ADR, yeah. That was an ADR added line. And so the stage is set. The world's going to flood in less than 5 minutes. How do we stop them? I'll tell you how we stop them. The worst edited sword fight I've ever seen.
Oh boy,
that sword fight was so bad.
It's a big fun pirate romp. You gotta have a sword fight.
You've had a rant. Kat's had a rant. May I have a rant?
Oh, by all means.
Did someone say a sword fight?
Please stop murdering the VOD.
See, the fun thing was, I was going to play that Star Wars track here, but then I realized that Star Wars is owned by Disney, and Disney is famously litigious.
That's why I was talking over it.
No,
so,
see, what you need to do is you need to do the copyright deadlock. You need to play the Star Wars
think we've
music,
already done that because...
And then Mariah Carey, and then the thing doesn't know what to claim. It's like...
You son of a bitch!
Mariah Carey and Star Wars.
Oh!
You see, Mariah Carey and Star Wars can't both claim the video, so...
But they can.
Sure, I heard that last bit. Cat, you sneaky.
Anyway, Brainiac, please proceed with your rant.
Help!
Because now we have to review this horrible ass sword fight.
Help!
It's rant time. Brainiac.
Okay, Brainiac, no, I'm not
please
getting my rant because you keep interrupting it with sound clips.
Brainiac, go ahead.
Okay, so I have seen many
fight
sequences in my time on this planet. Some good, some bad.
God damn it, tea went up my nose, Kuchiri.
Some terrible, some with tea going up cat's nose. But this is one of the worst I've ever seen, and you know why?
But I'm sorry for interrupting. Go ahead, Rain.
The answer is the editing. There is so much unneeded editing in this scene. And this is, a common problem in a lot of Hollywood films these days. Action sequences are just cut, 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 cut. And we cannot do a continuous shot to save our lives. Do you know what managed one long continuous shot and it was actually amazing because it was a continuous shot?
Goodfellas?
No, the start of episode 3.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever you figure that film, and opinions are valid, all opinions are valid on it, that opening shot is incredible in how technical it is. And it's so good because it's all one long shot. Also, as a joke, they put a kitchen sink in it because...
Everything in the kitchen.
The sequence had everything but the kitchen sink, so they put the kitchen sink into the debris hitting one of the spaceships. Which is a nice little gag that you wouldn't know about if you didn't know about it. But, yeah. There are little bits that are good. I mean, Dan's hook taking a hit from the Sea Devils... I'm sorry.
3!
Dan's hook taking a hit from the Cutlass is good.
Should we really be surprised he is British?
It's a decent payoff to him having the hook on his outfit earlier.
No.
There were also injuries during the filming of this sequence. Because Mandip Gill hurt her hand during filming. And I'm pretty certain this is the scene she did it in.
Oh my god. You're telling
no, it could have been just falling on that TARDIS floor. after not seeing that
It
the
could have been as well,
C4
but we know that she injured her hand, and this is the most likely chance for her to have done it because working with swords.
Can we point out the horrible cut during this fight where somehow the doctor ends up on her back and the sword like goes over her for some reason?
There had to be edits made to this scene as well. And maybe this was the victim of the Chinese censorship. I don't know.
Oh, so and then what? So what was the reason for having the sword turn orange? Was like, was the doctor supposed to grab the sword after it turned orange, or?
I think that was the idea. Maybe this was part of the scene that was cut, but
it was telegraphing that the Aquatic Silurian was about to use its flame attack, and so she needed to up, down, dodge.
Oh my god!
Either way, this fight scene.
This has been a slog to get through, but Kat, I love you for that. Dan does a flying drop kick to a sea boy and knocks it onto a pile of cannibals, and it cracks its skull and dies. That's kind of all right. Madam Ching saves Yin Ki and then says fight. You've saved me. I should have saved your father. Now fight. Yi Hun gets to do some cool stuff that we don't see.
Look at him.
We literally don't see it, and it's just constant cutting. Constant unneeded edits to really not let you see what the hell is going on. It might not be the worst fight scene I've ever seen, but it
was almost as bad as some Legends of Tomorrow season 1 fight scenes.
Oh god, yes. And then having defeated Narcissus, we get the moment you talked about earlier. It's like keep an eye on him, and then Ji-hoon kills him. And again, notwithstanding the whole he took 274 years of my life away from me, he's justified for another reason. Do you remember the Chinese code of piracy I mentioned that the real Madam Ching helped to develop? Mm-hmm. Well, this sea boy violated it. Therefore, he has to be executed by the rules of the Chinese, and it just has Ji-hoon to say that.
Wow, Chibnall didn't mention the rules for once? That's weird. But also, I want to mention that in the trailer, we saw that dynamic shot of Yaz fighting the sea boy. And at the time, I kind of thought, oh wow, they're going to give Yaz her own dynamic fight scene and something to do. No, everybody gets a turn. So it's like she's now more special than anyone else, even the guest cast.
And also, another injury that happened, Jodie Whittaker hit one of the sea boy actors with her sword.
Jesus.
He wasn't hurt.
Oh, actually, seeing as the special edition of this episode was just a whole bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff, I can actually talk about this here. So, you know that part during this fight where she slides down, I think, the side of the boat or something?
Like the banister, yeah?
That was all Jodie.
Nice.
Alright, that's my contribution. I'm going to officially leave the rest of this podcast.
Nice try.
Damn it.
Get back here. Another problem that I think may have been the result of poor editing. How many sea boys have we got here? Because we clearly see
only
about
the one,
25.
apparently, according to Kuchiri.
We clearly see 25 crawling up the side of the ship, and presumably there are more on the other side of the ship as well. And we see a grand total on the deck of 6. I think, or 7.
Who's counting?
There are 6 or 7 suit actors credited, including friend of the show, Richard Price, who keeps liking our tweets.
He likes the tweet I made in a Christmas a few years ago when Kat bought me the Kerblam Man Funko Pop.
Yeah, because he was the Kerblam Man.
Because he was the Kerblam Man. And apparently he was a sea boy in this.
He was.
And I remember I saw this. I don't know if it was when I looked when he liked the tweet or what, but he actually had a thing. There was a sign in the costume department. Richard Price, Sea Boy 2, except it didn't say Sea Boy.
Yeah.
Look at your sea printer.
Is he the one who played Cavanista?
No, that's Craig. That's Craig Els. He's Narcissus's.
Craig, that's the one.
Yeah.
They had an entire behind-the-scenes section all about Craig.
He is Narcissus's actor.
And he has also seen the furry porn.
as is John Bishop, because he broadcast it on his show.
Yeah.
Why would you do this?
If I have to see it, so do you. So he says.
The evil is defeated. Ji-hoon also kills him, so he can't, stop the plan. And then we get a bit where the Doctor hands Dan one of the swords and says, "Only use it in case of emergencies." What, like the entire Earth flooding? Less than a minute later, he casually slaughters half a dozen sea boys.
Yeah.
And then Ji-hoon looks amazed and goes, "Where did you learn to deal with your enemies like that?" And he says, "You should see my mum," or something silly like that. I just killed 6 people.
But it's
also,
okay.
like, can we point out like how bad that sword slash was as well? Like, no, they weren't there. They were just holograms on this ship that was meant to look intimidating.
I've seen better.
I want to believe you're reading because it means that Dan didn't just murder 5 fucking sea boys.
I've seen better sword choreography in Xena Warrior Princess.
But I don't buy it.
Where she throws the chakram and doesn't hit the person, they're still flying backwards anyway.
Oh God, are we at the end of this thing yet?
Nearly. We've still got the Thasmin goes to die scene.
Fuck.
Oh boy. Oh God.
Yeah. So you know how we kind of didn't even need to include Thasmin, but it's okay because we're just going to kill it off forever here. So the Doctor is doing something clever to stop the flooding from happening or trying to hold it back. This is of course the perfect time to mention your true feelings for Yaz.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm a lonely goddess who walks in eternity, and I could never be in a relationship with you because you die, and that'd be too sad.
And then she's interrupted as River Song's ghost slaps her ass.
And I mean, the invocation of the river is only even more, like, disparaging to Yaz, because it's like, oh, yes, I could never get in a relationship, unlike when I was a man and had a wife.
What did she say to her? If I was to go on a date, it would be with you, but I can't. And she says, "Oh, where's the line that made me laugh my head off?" No. Oh, where is it?
Hopefully, like, abject Jesus Christ, what the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah, you're one of the greatest people I've ever met.
Wait, there were scenes where Yaz was one of the greatest people ever?
No, Kuchiri, it's like...
Yaz had scenes?
It's like how you were talking about in Ascension of the Cybermen, where Graham had to have that line about how Yaz was amazing, just because they didn't write anything else first. It was like, well, we had to let people know that she was a character. It's the same sort of deal.
Mind you, I think Yaz had more lines in this episode than all of Flux.
Possibly.
Maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Entirely possibly.
But yeah, it's still more Remember 2007 when the show was, I guess 2006 when the show was good. It's just 10 rows angst again, you know?
I mean, I mentioned River. River even gets mentioned, but not by name.
Yeah, she gets mentioned, yeah, exactly.
Even greater than my wife. Your wife? I was a different man back then. Ugh.
And it's like, oh, I mean, think about how much sound he has. Oh, I could get married when I was a man, but not in a woman.
And then River's ghost hits her a second time. And we've mentioned how they get out of this. Oh no, I've accidentally made the time longer. Well, you go, Yaz. I'll hold this in place. No, Doctor, I will. Ji-hoon sacrifices himself.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. See you later, Coach.
No, don't stop me from doing this. No.
It's also a friendly reminder: the Doctor has still not told Yaz about the timeless child or her time running out.
Also, you know, this thing blowing up probably kills a numerous number of sea boys.
Yeah, I think she just casually neutron bombs the sea boys out of existence and they never mention it.
Yeah, just like she casually murdered a fucking
okay,
TARDIS.
let's be at least somewhat fair. She specifically says that it'll put them into stasis for a very long time.
Yes, death tends to put people into a stasis for a very long time.
Again, you know,
that's more of a permanent stasis.
Yes.
Killing is wrong, but permanent stasis is totally fine.
And to finish things off, 35 minutes after he wanted to kill her, Yinky joins Madam Ching's crew and hugs her like he was a backpack.
Lord.
I did laugh at Crystal Yu's reaction to the hug, though. She just freezes up and then goes, never do that again.
But she's smiling the whole time because she has a good heart.
You know, the pirate who was such a shrewd businesswoman that she managed to command over thousands of ships and over 80,000 people, who were all pirates, may I remind you.
Also, this episode was 47 minutes long, but
and she was a woman in ancient China.
This episode was 47 minutes long, but hey, let's just crowbar a Diane cameo into the end of it.
Fuck you. Just fuck you.
This is how he leaves, isn't it? He's going to leave the TARDIS in the final episode to be with Diane. If he lives to do that, anyway.
Well, at least it's better than Yaz, who's pretty much guaranteed to be killed off now.
I'm not sure about that, but...
Oh, she's guaranteed to be killed off.
I would say at least Diane comes across as less grateful than she did at the end of Flux, which is good.
I mean, it's hard not to.
Because I didn't like how she was at the end of Flux at all.
One could technically argue, like, you know, trauma, but also, like, what the fuck?
Then we have
to do with fucking Dan.
I'm going to skim through this because I want to get this done, but we then have the beach scene.
Oh boy!
AKA stamping on the twitching corpse of Thasmin.
Oh, sorry guys. All the crumbs are gone. That's it for today.
That's it forever. They will not mention Thasmin.
Saying that they're jumping on the twitching corpse of Thasmin implies that there has been Thasmin before.
Okay. But they will not mention Thasmin at all in the final episode. I'm calling it now.
Let's just open up the console and toss that Thasmin right in with that fucking watch.
Oh, God.
No, see, the worst part is that they probably will mention it, but only because Yaz will do something stupid out of her love for the Doctor.
No. What they're going to do is they're going to do, remember 2009 when Doctor Who was good and create a clone of 13. So, yes, you can be happy.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, you did think she'd die in this episode, and you were wrong, but you're probably right for the next one. So,
I mean, she honestly should have died.
Again, Bob, this could have been something, and some people reacted positively to this beach scene, and I don't know why, but more power to them. But this could have been something. If you had actually included something about the Doctor being unable to keep lasting attachments in Series 12 or Flux or Eve of the Daleks or whenever, right? This could have felt like something instead of being so rushed and underdeveloped. It's here to be here. That's how I feel about it. It's here to be here.
Yo, it's not my place to say it, but wait till you hear Krista's take on this shit.
Oh, I can't wait to hear Krista's take on this.
It is angry and personal and raw and just. I mean,
okay.
Like, she's
like,
speaking from the heart.
And the final.
I said this line to Kuchiri earlier, but this honestly feels like it is a scene that should come after ages and ages of character development. And the fact that it comes now, after Thasmin literally just started, is such a kick in the ass that it hurts more than it would have had this been like a legit scene with two great characters.
I mean, I was perfectly fine with this scene until, this is the second time the Doctor's telling, Yaz that, hey, can we just live in the now? And then Yaz takes words that the Doctor said, and they're like, well, my Nan said, and twists those words into I see.
I still don't agree with what you're saying. Like, I know what you're saying, but I just don't agree.
Between this and the fact that, during Eve, when they had like 3 minutes to live, and Yaz was like, let's talk about her feelings now. She's trying to save your life. Can you just wait until this is over?
Yeah.
Why do you need to do this now? And then it's like, the Doctor twice is like, hey, I can't do this. I just need to be friends. This is where my mind space is right now. But my Nan says if you face your fears and knows that it's going to hurt, it'll be okay. So it's like...
Again, that reads to me as somebody who is looking for hope where there is none.
Yeah.
So rather than... I know that you were alluding to the fact that you thought that this was like coercion. It doesn't feel like coercion to me. It feels more like she's begging, pleading, please, don't let it end here. And then the doctor's like, no, it has to end here.
Okay.
It's basically Yaz saying, don't destroy my hope, and the doctor saying, I'm sorry, but I have to.
And the final line feels so hollow.
Yeah.
I wish this would go on forever.
Yeah, that's actually where you can hear the pen signed Yaz's death warrant.
This.
Yeah.
I mean, I sense more. Oh, 13.
No, this is the 13th regeneration, is what she's talking about. I wish this would go on forever. Meaning her incarnation as Jodie Whittaker as the 13th Doctor.
It's like, no offense to Jodie, she tried her best. I'm so glad this is not going to go on forever.
Yeah, 45 seconds later, welcome to the end of your existence. Yes!
What she's saying is she doesn't want to go.
Oh!
Fuck you.
No!
Fuck you!
Right.
Oh my fucking god.
But will she remember when she was her?
Also, what
I
she
hate
said,
everything right now.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Remember 2007 when I was good? Oh, hello, Alonzi. Let's go.
Do you want to do
just
the
remember
overall...
for the next incarnation to be kind.
Do you want to do the overall
fuck
thoughts?
Fuck you, 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 fuck you.
Do you want to do the overall thoughts now, or focus on the trailer first?
I think everyone listening to this already knows our overall thoughts. I don't think we need to comment.
Yeah, let me just repeat. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Okay, that's Kat's overall thoughts.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to do some actual overall thoughts, or?
Yes.
You do? Okay, you have the floor, Frez.
All right. Fuck you. No. No, I did not like this episode at all. A rush, a mess, an ethical sludge, and again, fucking around with these legacy Doctor Who monsters and saying that name, not only saying it uncritically, but almost saying something about it, but then pulling back at the last minute because, well, we couldn't change the name of a legacy Doctor Who monster, says the man who completely upended Doctor Who canon with The Timeless Child. Can't imagine changing that, now could we? It's terrible. I don't like it at all. Fucking terrible. I mean, I don't know if it offended me as much as Flux or whatever the fuck. You know, the end of Flux. But, nah, I don't like it. I can't. I'm glad that I don't have to think about the show for 6 months until the end, and that's kind of sad. That's all.
Okay, Kat's always said she doesn't want to do an overall thoughts. Kuchiri, do you, or?
Yeah, no, I said I have thoughts.
Okay, go next.
I already did my overall thoughts. They were fuck you, fuck you.
No. I said you've given yours. Kuchiri, go.
Fuck you. I mean, so basically, what this episode needed, aside from 20 plot threads that just fizzle out, aside from all that stuff, bad choreography, it was missing fun. And that's the thing that's been missing from a lot of episodes. I don't know if anyone heard my thoughts on the previous 29 episodes, but I loved Skyfall Part 2, and I loved
Spy Not Sky
Part 2.
Well, because of the
Skyfall, not Skyfall.
Sky is a Bond film. Spyfall is a Doctor Who episode.
Skyfall, whatever.
Yeah, I'm with him. Whatever. Part 2.
Well, because the whole intro, the first 5 minutes is probably the best 5 minutes of all the Chibble era.
It's also just Blink, so
it's
again,
also just Blink, but it's
remember 2007 when the show was good.
But the thing is, the whole scene was just fun. The first 2 minutes of Flux when they're in that stupid death trap, that was fun. Those are the two moments of this whole series where I can say fun was actually had. So, well, I mean, in Chibnall era, there was a bunch of fun previous. But this episode needed something more. And honestly, it was just boring. It wasn't a good episode. It wasn't the worst episode. It was just boring. That's what I'm trying to get at. We needed fun.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Also, fuck you.
And my thoughts on the episode?
Fuck you.
Filler.
Thank you.
See what I did there? Because you expected the other thing, and no.
You didn't want to.
Wow,
He was
you're
adamant.
such a rebel.
No, this was literally, in every sense of the word, a filler episode because we weren't supposed to get it. And honestly, if we hadn't got it, would it really have been so bad? I don't think it would. I don't think it's a bad episode. I don't think it's a great episode. I don't think it's a terrible episode. It's just there. And it's just there is the worst possible Doctor Who you can have because there's not even anything to really talk about other than the offensive stuff.
Other than the 2 hours of stuff we just got to talk about.
All right, nothing good to talk about then.
I mean, we yelled about sea boys and bad sword fights and Thasmin.
But next time.
Well, hang on. Whoa. I hadn't finished yet.
Continue, right?
No, that's a lie. I've totally finished. It's a filler episode that just did not mean... You've all said what I needed to say. We've got it all out there in the open. So, it wasn't the end of the broadcast, however, because at the end of the broadcast, predictably, we got a trailer.
I can sum up this trailer really, really easily. Can I?
No. Here we go again.
Fuck you. You got me again, Chibnall. Now I have to fucking watch.
I was going to say, this trailer basically made the Legend of the Sea Boys completely irrelevant because there was more interest and surprise in this 30-second teaser than the whole of the 47 minutes of the episode that preceded it.
And you say interest, but I'm not swayed.
I mean, this is going to be another 50-minute snore.
No.
Well, yes.
It's going to be a 90-minute snore, I think.
Oh, fuck me.
They're going to go all out on this because this is basically, what if Journey's End and End of Time had a child?
Timeless child.
You walked right to that one, Rain.
I did.
You only have yourself to blame.
I did. I do. But in this trailer, in short order, we reveal the Daleks, the Cybermen, a Shard who for some reason is alive after being killed by the Master in Timeless Children.
He escaped.
I mean, to be fair, they never said specifically that he died.
They did, because he got tissue compressed, and that's fatal. But, plus he then blew up.
But they never said that he died.
He got better.
He had a death particle in his chest, and he blew up.
He got better.
But they never actually said that he died, so it's fine.
Right, the Session de One Master is back.
He escaped.
Tegan and Ace are back.
What the fuck?
This leaked out, but I didn't know about the leak, so this was a big surprise to me. Shout out to the person who thought that Tegan was Perry. I'm not naming you for fear of secondhand embarrassment, but you know who you are.
You just had to put another thumb in my eye on the way out.
You know what you did, and you will now sit in the corner and think about what you did.
I'm just thinking about the fact that somehow, some way, Chibnall is going to make Ace bad, and I'm really terrified of that.
Vinder is back, Kate Stewart is back, and about to be converted into a Cyberman. Please don't do it. And
Belle is thankfully not back.
Of course, the biggest... she's already been converted, I'm thinking.
I'm telling you, she's probably just having the baby.
And that's... yeah, well, he looks rather angry, and that might be why.
The baby.
But of course, the biggest returning star... We forgot about the biggest returning star. We did.
The Maester.
No, I mentioned him. Ladies and gentlemen, the orange spacesuit is back.
Oh,
Every Doctor will now have worn it from 10 to 13.
oh God.
And also Dan.
Big Finish get a cover of the 9th Doctor wearing it now.
He won't do it.
No, he won't. He's always in the same. He's always in the same clothes.
He didn't have to do it. They photoshopped his head on the orange spacesuit.
Well, I think he still has rights to his image.
We don't have a title. It's just referred to as coming soon. The 13th Doctor's final adventure. If her final words are Yaz, like the trailer implies, I'll be pissed.
That's not the regeneration scene.
It's a nice looking effect. That is a regeneration, but
Hey, remember in Lie of the Land when the Doctor regenerated?
And somebody did do a theory that, you see Yaz holding a gun inside the TARDIS. What if the Master turned her into a sleeper agent?
Christ's sakes.
I wouldn't put it past Chibnall.
I mean, that might be actually kind of cool.
We need to, like, at the end of all these reviews for coming up, just have, like a countdown to this next episode, and underneath it, when the whole crew explodes in anger.
Yes.
26 weeks until
we'll have a sign up on the wall, but instead of saying it has been 0 days since the last accident, it'll say it has been 0 days since the last blow up.
Yeah.
I mean,
so that's the trailer for the final episode of Jodie Whittaker's run. I don't know what to think about this. I want it to be good.
There's too much shit going on.
It's going to be overstuffed, isn't it? Even if it's 19
I know
minutes
what
long.
to think about it. Fuck you.
You've made that joke already.
I'm going to keep making it because it keeps being relevant.
I mean, the dead horse is just now rotting, but it's still fun to hit things.
One more episode and we're free of Chipmunk.
You have hit the dead horse so much, you've vaporized it.
So, yeah. I mean, let's watch some good Doctor Who, because Lord knows we've been through a lot. We had to watch Warriors of the Deep. Kuchiri had to watch The Ark because somebody thought a funny joke would be good. And then we had to sit through fucking Chibnall again. So,
well, maybe this will teach Kuchiri to not watch the episodes before the weekend.
Well, he's gonna have a good one to watch before this weekend, because next time on Doctor Who Reviews, it's Matt Smith in The Doctor's Wife.
Ooh.
Yay!
I like that one.
I missed that, sorry, because there was some shouting outside my door. What do you say?
Doctor's Wife.
Matt Smith in The Doctor's Wife.
Good choice.
Yes,
very good choice. I don't think there'll be anything for us to get angry about here.
No. I mean, in fact, at one point I thought this was the greatest episode of Doctor Who ever. I don't know if I'll have that opinion now, but I certainly hold
it's definitely above, one of the most above average in Series 6.
See, I thought you were going to pick another Series 6 episode.
Well, what one do you think I would have done?
Oh, I'm not going to say and influence you.
I'm sticking with Doctor's Wife. I'm curious.
Curse of the Black Spot.
I mean, Krista likes it a lot.
But wait a minute. Hey, Frez.
Oh, no.
You said The Doctor's Wife, right? The one written by Neil Gaiman?
Yeah, I did.
You know that one where it turns out that the TARDIS is fucking sentient?
Yeah, that's a big part of it, yeah.
Thank you.
You can find us on Twitter at Reviews Doctor.
But Patch of Rage has been vindicated.
I'm just slamming the brakes on this right now. You can find us on Twitter at Reviews Doctor. I want to go home. You are home. That was fast.
I'm tired and I want to go to bed.
Like all of us, Rain.
You can find us individually at the Kuchiri, at Concave Usurper, at Freezing Inferno, at Rainier the Maniac. Cat sometimes streams video games at twitch.tv/Concave Usurper. Jerry does the same at twitch.tv/Freezing Inferno. And Kuchiri is at twitch.tv/The Kuchiri. Bye. Back to the 11th hour.
You don't stream.
By Krista McTeer.
Speaking of Back to the 11th Hour and Krista McTeer, hey, so you know what Krista and I did today along with some other people? We talked about Legend of the Aquatic Silurians for a roundtable on the Hyperfix station, which hopefully will be live by the time you're hearing this.
You did a roundtable? You did a roundtable about this episode, and I have a artist's impression of what the roundtable looked like tonight.
Oh my god.
I should can I also plug
it looked like that.
I mean,
can I also plug that I will be at PAX East on Thursday at 3 p.m.
Go see this guy about some stuff at PAX East. There you go. But yeah, hopefully the hyperfixation thing will be live by the time this is up. But if not, we'll link it in Doctor's Wife, or Rain will put it in the post. I'll retweet it for sure. We'll probably retweet it on Reviews Doctor for fun. So anyway, say goodnight, Rainiac.
Good night. So, I've mentioned Krista. Tower for the Trees by Sean Dillon, available in the link below as well. And thank you to listening to us talk about the legend of the Sea Boys for far too long. I've got to get out of here before the rest of my brain cells die off. So join us next time for Matt Smith starring, along with Sharon Jones, in The Doctor's Wife. And remember, you might make mistakes in your life, and you may have made mistakes this past week, but at least you didn't mistake a truck containing cooking oil for a crude oil tanker.
Fuck are you talking about?
Just Stop Oil being trapped.
Was it Extinction Rebellion that did that, or was it a different
Just Stop Oil? It was their offshoot group, Just Stop Oil. They hijacked a tanker of oil, thinking it was crude oil. It was cooking oil. A guy on the TV pointed out it was cooking oil, and it's fantastic comedic timing. Also, earlier in the week, I didn't know this until today, they also hijacked another truck that they thought was an oil tanker. It was a cement truck.
Full of milk?
It was a cement truck.
By the way, before we go, Doctor Who Redacted was better than the televised episode this week.
I haven't seen it. I haven't listened to it.
It was better.
Okay.
I do have some critique of it, but it was way better.
It honestly was just an introductory episode. There was nothing in it.
There was more of something than this fucking shit.
Even the damn outro.
See, I didn't really look at much about this. Is this like a fan thing, or is this an official thing?
It's a fan
It's
thing,
an official thing written by
official.
Gino Dawson.
Okay.
Anyway, good night, everybody.
Even the outro is taking forever to get through. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Save us.
Hang on, listen.
We are now live. Do not say anything you do not want to have broadcast. That certainly counts.
On cue.
That certainly counts. I mean, it's fine. Because I just said you don't want to broadcast, and it's not going to be broadcast, so it's fine.
Oh no, laughing hurts. Ah.
And I'm going to remove all my jokes from the episode, and... By the way, we have a response. We have a response.
Oh, he's gone for a work.
Polly has responded.
Polly responded?
Yeah. In one sentence.
I've literally never seen Doctor Who. All the better!
I mean, neither had Chris, and she was amazing.
Explain to her about the Aliens in London episode with the farting aliens.
Oh, I've already done that. I was already way ahead of you. I was typing literally while you were saying that.
I'm glad that you're mirroring me.
Either way, can I just say, it feels really, really weird that
My phone,
in this episode... Oh, great. Of course.
I didn't even hear the phone go off.
Neither did I.
Yo ho, I'm a pirate.
That's not how the song goes at all.
Well, here, I'll tell him how the song goes.
Well played.
I literally...
What?
I'm retreating this! I'm retreating!
Okay. Cat's dying.
I'm guessing it wasn't all the times that Steve Austin
I
hit the
retweeted the
circle.
one from David G.
David G. Oh.
Okay, it's not showing up on my timeline yet.
Twitter, be good.
I'm seeing The Rock get stunned by Stone Cold Steve Austin on my timeline, but I'm not seeing David G.
Oh my god!
I've got to see this.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I've got to see this.
Oh my fucking god! Do you want to... Hang on, Ray.
No, you don't need to link it. I found it.
Alright.
Concave Usurper.
Once he sees it, we'll link it for Kuchiri's benefit.
He's not coming back.
He'll come back.
He'll be back.
There.
Okay.
I linked it anyway.
David G. Why is it not showing up on my phone?
Should literally be the first
I
one
linked
that's
it in
there.
the thing, Rain, so you can look in the Discord chat.
Oh, I saw that. Yes.
Fucking God!
It's a beautiful edit. Mwah. Perfect.
Pip Maidley would be proud.
Anyway, how about you want to watch some good Doctor Who?
Oh, it's your choice next week, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, look, we've endured a lot. A lot of it was inflicted by y'all. We had to watch Warriors of the Deep. Kuchiri had to watch
Next time, the Ark.
No. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Next time, the telephone. Next time, a squid from Mario Bros.
Goddamn scam number. Put out one ring and hung up. Okay.
Next time, a squid enemy from Mario Brothers.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
You turned on your radio voice.
It's a good radio voice.
It is a good radio voice.
Very soothing. I'm not going to use my radio voice. I'm going to use my I'm fucking pissed off voice.
See, my problem is I have the face for radio, but not the voice for it.
Oh, don't do yourself down like that.
This is all going to the bloopers too, by the way. It's just going to be...
I mean, it's bold of the person to not have in charge of the bloopers to say, this is going in the bloopers. This is probably going in the bloopers.